So you've decided to move forward with your business using an angel investor, which is a really awesome choice, but it can be very difficult to find them if you don't know what you're doing. Now, if you don't know who I am, I'm Michael J. I've built 7-figure businesses, I've built 6-figure businesses, and it is my passion and my calling in life to teach as many people as possible to do the same thing, so they can leave that shitty job that they hate and that nasty boss behind. And in this video, I'm gonna go through 5 ways in how you can find that angel investor that you really need to get that business up and running of yours. So what is an angel investor? So an angel investor is someone that has money that wants to invest. It's as simple as that. It can be someone that's never really had experience in business before, although that's highly unlikely. It could be someone that's been in business before and sold their business, and they want to use that money to invest in other small businesses to make money on the money that they've earned already. So angel investing over the past 5 years has grown year on year, and it continues to do so. And that's really good news for people like me and you who want to get businesses up and running, because a lot of us have not got a lot of money to invest into business, especially if we've not been in business before. And angel investors love it when they've got a business idea that looks really exciting and they've got an entrepreneur that looks like they know what they're doing and they can get results. And if we look at figures of where angel investors invest the most in terms of timing of a business journey, 80%, I believe, invest in the very early infancy stage of businesses, which again is really good for people like me and you who have not got very much money that want to get our businesses up and running. And there's other things like government schemes and tax incentives for angel investors, which again is good news for us as entrepreneurs, as it's not just the money that they're earning from us. They've got those tax incentives and government initiatives as an extra added incentive to invest in new businesses. So before I dive into the strategies, here's a few tips to help you on your way, because it can be a minefield, and knowing these bits of information can help you navigate through and get things done a little bit easier. So finding a local investor is definitely beneficial for you. And the reason for that is because investors who live in a particular area would like to invest in things or people or businesses that are going to improve that particular area that they live in, or because they've just got more of a connection with that area that they live in and the other people that want to grow businesses in that area. It's also more beneficial to them because obviously if they live closer to the people who they're investing in, it's just better logistically, just in case they want to meet up or check in on a project that you're working on that particular area. It's just easier all around in terms of logistics. Also, some angel investors are only open to areas of particular interest to them. As an example, digital technology. You'll have some angel investors that will only invest in companies that are bringing forward digital technology businesses. And you might have others that are involved in aviation, you might have others that are involved in scientific things. So make sure you're doing your research whenever you're coming across an angel investor before you get too deep and you find out that they don't want to invest in you anyway just because you're not in their niche. And as a final point, angel investors tend to be very connected and involved in networks. So if you get connected with a good angel investor, there's a very high chance that you'll be able to get involved and connected with other angel investors, which means that you'll be able to get better chance of getting more funding just in case you've got any other projects or businesses that you want funding in. So the first option I'm going to talk about today in how to find that angel investor is online platforms. Now, this can be a little bit of a minefield if you don't know what you're looking for, and it can feel a little bit overwhelming as a beginner into this. So I'm going to go through a few for you to kind of look into, just so you get a good idea. Just have a little navigate around, see how the websites are kind of navigated, and just have a little play, and it'll become a lot more comfortable for you. And just a quick note before I go into those is that you're going to find some where you put your information as an entrepreneur that you're looking for an angel investor. And then there's other websites out there or platforms that have angel investors on there that are looking for entrepreneurs. So just a little note there that, again, just something for you to check out. Sometimes you might go on and get a little bit confused because it might be different to the last one you looked at in terms of looking for investors or investors looking for entrepreneurs. So as I live in the UK and I'm representing my UK people, I'm going to go through some that are a little bit more tailored towards the UK people. So the first one of those is Angel Investment Network. Then you've got Angel's Den, and then you've got Angel List, which is a little bit more, shall we say, global, but still a very good one for you to check out and get used to looking around and navigating and just seeing what information's out there on those more global kind of sites. So all three sites that I've just mentioned are sites where you can go on as an entrepreneur looking for angel investors, and they're also for angel investors to go on and invest. So it's a nice mix of both. The second option I'm going to talk about today is to find local networking groups online. So again, it's like the first option, but we're drilling down a little bit to find investors within your local area. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it can be massively beneficial for you, because if you find an investor, an angel investor in your local area through these networks, they're going to be more willing to invest in you because you're in that area, you're opening a business in that area, and because they live in that area, they want to see local people and local businesses grow. You can find these by doing a simple Google search using the following keywords. So you're going to type in angel investor, and let's say we live in Leeds, followed by Leeds. So angel investor Leeds in the search bar, and then it's going to bring you up a list of angel investors or networks within that local area. And a few that I've found for the UK in general, more than a specific town, are the following. So we've got Investors, so not investors, Investors. We've got 24 Haymarket, which is as one word, so 24 the numbers and Haymarket. And then we've got Equity Gap. So those are three for you just quickly to jump in and look in. Again, they're just examples. It doesn't mean that you should go forward with those. I just wanted to pick a few out for you to take a look into. But again, do it in your local area. And for me, whenever I'm searching, because I live in Yorkshire, I always search for Angel Investors Yorkshire. And I always find some really cool investors and investment companies, and I'm always contacting them and trying to network with these people just to get to know them. And you'll be able to do the same in your area. The next option I'm going to talk about is for you to attend meetup and networking events. Now, there is a website out there, if you've never heard of it, it's called meetup.com. And on there you will find an array of different types of events and networking type of gigs for you to attend. So I would highly recommend you check that out. And there's definitely going to be things to do with entrepreneurship, investing, angel investors, that type of thing. So definitely check that out. I've been to a few meetups myself. You basically just look through the website. There's a search bar where you can search for, let's say, angel investing events, and it will bring up some kind of related events. You will then click on it, and you might have to pay a little fee. Sometimes they're like £10, £20, sometimes like £100 or whatever, but they are well worth it. And you just need to pay, and then you just reserve your ticket. And obviously you need to turn up the event and make sure that you're talking to people, because networking is an absolutely vital tool in all of these options that I've mentioned, but this one specifically, because you're going to be going to events and you need to get good at talking to people and almost getting your persuasive and negotiation skills going, because no matter who you're going to talk to there could be a potential investor or even business partner. The next option I'm going to talk about is another online strategy, and it's a social media platform. It's a kind of social media platform, and that is LinkedIn, which I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. And the reason why LinkedIn's a really good option is because it's one of the more, I would say, formal and professional social media platforms out there. And you do get a lot of angel investors, entrepreneurs, businesses that are always looking around to find either other business partners, people to invest in, or anything to do with business and entrepreneurship. But super key point in this is it's very important that you have a really decent profile, because people who are on there that you're going to want to connect with, or want to see you at least. So you're going to need to make sure you've got a decent profile picture, professional but kind of not over the top professional and boring. You're going to need a good work history. Make sure that everything's really solid and that your bullet points describing all of your experiences in there. Make sure you've got a really solid profile, which is essentially a text box where you've just put in who you are, what you do as an overall. So if you're going to use LinkedIn, you definitely need to make sure you brush up all of those areas, but LinkedIn is a really solid area and platform to find investors and other business partners. My next and final option is for you to network and demonstrate your abilities through that network online. Now, there's plenty of social media platforms out there now, right? And you need to be utilizing all of them. And that's something me personally that I've been working on over the past 6 months or so, and it's definitely paying dividends now. So the kind of platforms I'm talking about are Facebook, which isn't becoming that great to be honest, but you've got Instagram, which again is not hugely strong, but we need to be touching both Facebook and Instagram at this point. YouTube, again, that's more for demonstrating your skills through the content that you put out there, although you can find people by obviously subscribing to people in your area or investors or just other people you want to network with. And you've got LinkedIn, which I mentioned before, and now you've got TikTok, which is something I'm hugely kind of taking advantage of right now, because the algorithm is just allowing you to grow at a stupid rate. And then also you've got Twitter, which again, all of these together are amazing. You might think kind of Twitter on its own will be rubbish, and it probably would be. Facebook on its own will be rubbish, it probably would be. But if you're consistently networking, adding people, creating conversation, creating content, and demonstrating your abilities through content, posting, all of these together are an absolutely solid strategy. Because just think about it, we're in a digital era, whether we like it or not, and everything we do is pretty much online, unless we're going shopping for our food or whatever, but you can even do that online these days, right? But as a business professional, an entrepreneur, or even an investor, we will need to demonstrate who we are. We need to be showing up consistently. That is super important. You definitely don't want content from 2009 just showing what your work history was back then. You need to be showing consistent posting and content on a literally daily basis, really, if not a weekly basis. Because if I'm an angel investor, for example, and I've been looking at investing in smaller companies, the first thing I'm going to do when someone asks me to invest in them is check their social media out. 100%, that's the first thing that I'll be doing. And if I see just loads of drunken pictures everywhere, just silly things, or even, potentially racist things, or just really unintelligent things and mindless things, then I'm very unlikely to invest in that person. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to do the same if I'm finding an investor. I am absolutely going to be looking up who that investor are, where do they live, what businesses they've been involved in, check out the social medias, check out what kind of person they are. Do I like them? Are they going to be a good fit for me? So it's not just for us as entrepreneurs looking for investors, it's for them as well, for us to check them out too. So 100% networking online and you demonstrating who you are and what results you can achieve is absolutely vital, and it's actually one of my favorite options. Don't get me wrong, this is not going to happen overnight. This option is going to take you a year, 2, 3 years to get a really solid network built up, but as soon as you've got it, everything kind of starts to snowball, where you just find a little bit of investment and you build up a little business. Other people start hearing about it because you're posting it on social media, and then an investor might contact you and say, oh, I'm really interested in what you're doing there, can you give me more information? And then they'll pass your name on to someone else, and it just kind of snowballs, and before long you've got a really solid network of investors, entrepreneurs business people that you can just tap into whenever you want and when you've got an idea and you want to make some good money. So I really hope you found that helpful, and I really hope it gives you those next steps to just start delving into the world of finding an angel investor. And don't get me wrong, you know, I've been there. It's very overwhelming. It feels like it's a million miles away from your reality. But trust me on this one, just take little baby steps into it. Take all these steps that I've run through, see which ones kind of, you know, pop out to you, because something will just pop out to you and think, actually, this feels like me, or it just feels a bit more comfortable in this area, working in this kind of way. And before long, you'll have investment, and then you'll have your business, and life will be all good. So if you've taken a lot of value in this video, please like the video, please subscribe to my channel to help me grow and to help me reach the people that really need to hear this, and reach out. I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also a business coach. I've got a lot of business coaching clients at this stage. I've had over 200, and I'm also a business consultant. So no matter what you're struggling with, I'm pretty sure that we can help you get to that next level. So that's it from me today. Until next time,